Today we are looking at be each other's strong tower. Make memories together. Light up your marriage bed and walk toward destiny greatness. These 4 things, added to the first 4, will help your home to fly. So let's look at be each other's strong tower. You see, one of the things that you need to know is that everybody in life is looking for a place of safety and strength. Every human being wants somebody he can call his own. Is that true? Is that true? We all want to find our tribe. We all want to find people that believe in us. I'm sure you heard when the Bible said in Proverbs chapter 18 verse 10 that the name of the Lord is what? A strong tower. And the righteous run into it and they are what? Saved. Your strong tower is where you are accepted unconditionally and defended without reservation. That's your strong tower. That when you come here, you are accepted unconditionally. You are defended without reservation. It doesn't matter what the world outside looks like. My home must be my natural island of peace. That if the whole world is mental and crazy and they're attacking me, when I walk into my home, I should feel peace. Come on, am I talking to somebody here? How can I go to work and my boss is against me? And I'm not meeting up on my expectations, and they're passing me on my promotion, and things are just tight, and I come back home, and my home is also not a place to rest. Business is out there biting me. I quote for this contract I didn't get. The other one happened there. This one happened. I come back home again, and my home is also a troublesome place. A man like that will die quick. Come and talk to me. The same thing for a woman. I mean, you are handing this one here, handing this one here. Your mother is having an issue. Your brother is having an issue. Somebody is attacking you in your workplace. And you come back home and your husband is Mr. Trouble. Are you hearing me? I curse that evil in the name of Jesus. Brothers and sisters, whatever I am facing outside, I want to come back home and my partner can defend me. You are not hearing me. And stand with me no matter what. Even if I am wrong. No, you are not hearing me. You know, our people say that you drive the fox away before you ask the chicken why he wandered into the bush. You don't see a chicken running back home and all of that, and the fox is pursuing. You stand there. He said, go back where you're coming from. Let the fox eat you. No, you drive the fox away. When somebody is attacking somebody that you love, you don't first of all say, does he have merit? The first thing you do is attack the thing, drive it away, and then you turn back and say, no, that thing, please, what I'm saying, is that true? That's what loyalty looks like. There's some members, when something is attacking their pastor, they say, let us find out if it is true. Their husbands, when something is attacking their wife, let us find out. You don't find out first. You defend first before you find out. There are too many sardines in this service. You are not hearing me. Look around, you can see some of the sardines. Can you lift your hand? I speak life into you now. You see, one of the things that breaks a partner's heart is when the partner criticizes you in public. It's like throwing the chicken to the foxes. Come and talk to me. That's not how things work. You defend me first. And then after you ask what happened. I know that's how he behaves. Any one of you here ever, listen, you know, most of our parents are good people, but they didn't know some of the things we know. Can I ask you a question? Any one of you ever had a mother that when somebody was pursuing you and all of that, and said something about you, he said, that's how he behaves, but leave him alone. That's how he behaves. She has already concluded that. He said, that boy is very stubborn, but don't touch him again. No. I don't want you to conclude that's how he behaves. Just know, he's my son. Oh boy, go to the back. We're going to deal with this when I come in. Oh boy, calm down now. Calm down. You don't pursue somebody to their house. What in they worry you? Now, you are buying the battle. Come, are you hearing me here? You are taking over the warfare now. When you were a child, anytime that, unless you have a senior brother that's a wuss, If you have a senior brother that's a real brother, anytime you find trouble in school, those of us that went to school with our seniors, anytime you find trouble, what are you doing? You are looking for where he is. That portion you run, you can't stand at his back. The next thing he does, he just stand like this. He say, "What in the worry?" He doesn't ask what you have done. He say, "What in the worry? If you come here, I slap you." Please, what I'm saying is that true. Now, the person that is pursuing you now starts defending himself. He said, "If you come, I'll slap. Why are you pursuing him? Nonsense. Come." He starts pursuing the person, and you say, but when you get back home, that's when he grabs you. He said, you're always finding trouble in school. You're always finding trouble. I can't be fighting your battle every time. Oh. If you find trouble again, I will allow them beat you up. Are you hearing? Anybody know what I'm talking about? That's how love works. Not every time you throw your husband, throw your wife down, criticizing, joining others to mess her up. Genesis 2:25, they were both naked, the man and the wife, and they were not ashamed. When people feel secure, they begin to blossom. When people feel secure, they open up. When people feel protected, they invest their all. Do you know why many men say, "My wife doesn't invest in this home"? Because your wife doesn't know whether she's staying for long. No, you're not hearing me. The wife doesn't know whether she's staying for long. So why should we invest? You put this, put it. No, is anybody hearing me? Somebody was in my office shouting and ranting that one of our women in the church took him to court. And I said, "Why?" And I sat down. And I looked through the whole case. And I said, "No, I'm not telling you to go and withdraw the case. Both of us are doing business together. You want to go out with another woman. You go behind me, forge my signature, change everything to your name. Go to the bank, do the same thing, change everything. House we bought together, and the woman paid for the something. What she paid for, he went and changed in his name." No, you are not hearing. I said, "Continue with the case." You come to my office, "Oh, church is this and all that," so they can talk me out of it. "Oh, this woman in your church." No, you that is not in my church, you are the criminal. I don't know if you are getting what I'm talking to. No, you have to understand this. Please, anywhere people feel protected, they begin to do right. Please, I'm asking you today, give security in your home. Lift up your hand and receive grace. Amen. I can't hear your amen. Amen. Do you know that when people defend you, you feel obligated and loyal to them? But when you notice that your husband doesn't defend you with his brothers and friends and all that, your wife doesn't defend you, is always talking negative, you don't feel loyal to the person. You even feel like wounding the person. You feel like doing something to make the person angry more. Am I talking to somebody here? That's what we need to do. Many times we talk about betrayal in marriage. Many times betrayal is not sex. So betrayal is not gossip. Betrayal is not speaking up when somebody needs to speak up. That's betrayal. I will never forget a story. I don't know if the lady is here, but I know there's still members of this church here now. Or she. I know the husband came later, but I don't know if he is around. How God delivered her from suicide. Our time is almost up. We're going to pray right in a few. She said they went to the village. They were having a burial in the village. So she went with her husband. And then on that Thursday in the village, the husband's family members gathered around her. The sister of the husband, the brother of the husband. And they were shouting at her, including the mother, that she's destroying their brother's life. Hanging around her as a man. That they need a grandchild from that something. That their brother cannot marry a man. I'm insulted that because for many years of being married, she has not had a child. And she said to me, "Pastor, what bothered me was not what they said. What bothered me was that my husband was sitting down there and never said a word. He was there. He never said one word. Not to say, you people should stop. No, he just kept quiet. He said, that was what hurt me. But she wasn't born again. She came back and decided, the only option for me is suicide. She went out that Friday, bought all manner of things to use to kill herself. And she planned it that on Saturday when her husband goes out to go and play football, because normally he goes out to play football with his friends, that she would take those things, rat poison with all kinds of things, and before he comes back, since there's no other person in the house, she will have passed on and nobody will find. No. That Saturday, the man didn't go out. He was in the house all through, maybe because she was looking sad and all of that, and the atmosphere was bad, so he didn't want to go out. He stayed indoors, washing things, cleaning, doing all kinds of things, and she didn't have opportunity to take those things, because if she takes it, while she's in pain, he will call people and they will rescue her, and she wanted just to die. Sunday, she was waiting for him to go out again, because they don't go to church. Normally he goes around the street again to play football or hang out with his friends and drink and whatever. She waited and waited and waited, and he didn't go out. So as it was getting toward noon, she told herself, if I just leave the house, maybe the house will be lonely for him and he will go out. Then I come back and I will do something. So she walked out of the house and said, let me go near that church over there and hang around the church. So she came to our church. And service was ending. I don't know if she's here, she can identify herself. Service was ending. Her whole reason of coming to church wasn't because she wanted to be born again or anything. She just wanted to step out of the house so the husband can leave and then she can go back and kill herself. And I was on the pulpit. The last word I gave was, there's a lady here now who is planning to kill herself. As I'm not trying to embarrass you, but the hand of God is coming upon you and God is going to wipe your tears away. As I spoke, where she was, she just entered church. She has not been in church for 10 minutes. The power of God picked her up. She started rotating over there. They carried her in to the office after service, and I prayed with her. And I counseled her. And she got born again and stayed here, and God began to work in their family. But I want to tell you something. Are you with me? Are you with me? Yes, you see, she almost lost her life to a husband that was silent. There is a terrible thing that people do when they refuse to. Is anybody with me? Are you here? Even as a pastor, I do that. When we had the crisis many years ago, some people left the church and all kinds of things happened. The person that was supposed to take over as a resident pastor was a second to the resident pastor. I called him and I said, I want you to leave the church. Because at that time he didn't leave. I said, I want you to get out. He said, no, he's not going, that this is church. I said, you are leaving this church now. He said, no, he can't go. That this is the church of Jesus. I said, yes, the church of Jesus. I'm the lead pastor. I'm senior pastor. You're leaving. What did I do? I said, when I was out of town and they were having all the meetings against me, you were aware. You even traveled and came to where I was, spent the night with me, knew that meetings were going on against me, but my former resident pastor and daughter never told me. Why did you do that wickedness? He said, because I was making the church look as if it's only between me and the resident pastor. So every decision is resident pastor I consult. Everything is him I tell to do and others. So he left me and him to the church. I said, so your envy of him made you not speak up when you saw evil against me. And now I'm going to trust you to make you the resident pastor. How does that work? I said, get out of church. Go find your own home. This is not your home. Is anybody hearing me? And I asked him, how can you be so envious of your brother that I was giving him position of authority? When if I put you there, wouldn't I give you authority? So you couldn't tell me that something was going wrong. There are people that hang around in church and they hear all kinds of things, see all kinds of things, and they want you to be loyal to them, but are not loyal to you. Can you lift up your hand? I pray over you in your office, in your business, in your career. May God give you loyal people. Why don't people give security to one another in their marriage? The first reason people don't give security is that they don't have inner backbone. People that don't have inner backbone cannot stand up for anything. That man I was talking about, if he had inner backbone, he would have stopped the discussion in his father's house and say, excuse me, you don't talk to my wife like that. Are you crazy? That you are my sister doesn't give you a right. Come on, what I'm saying, is that true? The same thing for some young ladies whose brothers and sisters come and attack their husband. Your husband has no job. Things are not working for him. And then somebody now opens them out and is attacking. The way you are treating your sister comes to the house and is talking to your husband anyhow because you don't underpay the rent, because you don't have a car. Because, no, sister, you shut her down and drive her off. Have backbone. If you heard me say yes. Don't be a wuss. The second thing is this, that disloyal people defend only what excites them. When people are disloyal to their partner, they only defend what excites them. They don't defend what doesn't excite them. You know, many of you that are young here may not remember a man they called IBB. Anybody know IBB here? When he was the president of Nigeria, military president, and all that. There's one thing IBB used to do that was very, very, very strong. The people that served under him kept talking about it. Every time they have an Armed Forces Reading Council meeting and they have a very serious debate, when it's over, they will appoint a man that has an opposing view and making one of those that is going to make the announcement. You had an opposing view in this. Now we've agreed together. This is our decision together. So you go and make the announcement. So that people will hear you say, this is what we are going to do. So you don't go behind and say, this is my view. Because our view has become higher than your view. If you have my voice, say yes. In the family, the same thing. If I agree with my wife about something, we talked about it. When we come out, it's our view, not my view. I may not have agreed at the first time, but when we made the decision, are you still here? In church, the same thing. In leadership, the same thing. In business, the same thing. That's how to work with people. That's why in politics, many people don't trust you. Because when you report an issue, they know that you are still saying what you used to say. That's why leaders, people talk, listen, many of you are in companies. There's a level you rise in an establishment. Nobody promotes you again because you have expertise. They promote you because you have loyalty. No governor recommends anybody to power because he's intelligent. They recommend you because you have loyalty. When you get to the level of a senior manager in a company, and the next place is assistant general manager and general managers and managing directors, from that level, nobody brings you up because of your expertise. They bring you up because they can trust your loyalty. No, you're not hearing me. That's why a lot of Christians don't do well. Why? Because they're seeing the man there. The man is maybe having some crooked things he's doing. He has one thing, another, and all of that. And they have a bad body language. They're saying this behind. They're doing this and all of that. And the moment they get a certain level in military, in police, in whatever, they cut them off. You don't see people of faith rise to a certain level. Why? Because there are some things you are looking at and you look away. It's not your job. No, you didn't hear me. If you have my voice, say yes. It's not your job. You say, no, I must say something. You don't need to say something. It's not your job. When it's your job, you will know. Am I talking to somebody here today? So, that police, that man, he's very corrupt. That IG, he's very corrupt. You're not going far. He's corrupt, but it's not your job. So, walk away and do your job and serve the place with loyalty and move on. And then when God now puts you there, you change the things you need to change. But when you are not there, you can't change nothing. If you heard my voice, say yes. Another reason some people are not loyal is, and they don't defend you, is because they overestimate the other partner's resilience. They overestimate that. I used to tell my assistants many years ago, I said, do you know, when members gossip a pastor, they forget the pastor is a human being too. Some women, when they treat their wife bad, they forget that this person is a human being with feeling too. No, you're not hearing me. Have you ever seen people before say, well, how can a pastor react like that? How can a pastor react like that? A pastor can react like that because the pastor went to toilet this morning like you. He washed his mouth this morning like you. He slept and woke up like you. There is nothing that makes him supernatural other than the anointing. Am I talking to somebody here too? So he's a human being like you. So you don't treat somebody bad and expect that he will react in any way. Are they hearing my voice? The same thing. Don't overestimate the resilience of your husband. Be loyal to him. Be loyal to her. When you are talking to somebody, check your language, check your attitude, check what you are doing. Because you cannot keep punishing somebody and expect the person to love you. After some time, the love will naturally die. Come on, are you here? Another reason people don't defend each other is that their house is already in trouble. There's already a conflict in the home, and you need to handle the conflict. What do? Accept your partner unconditionally. We dealt with that last week. Accept your partner unconditionally. Just accept the person before you start changing the person. Receive the person first before you begin praying for the person to change. And whatever you do, give strength and peace to your partner. Always make up your mind. I will give strength. I will give peace to this person. Let that be your pattern. If you heard my voice, say yes. And please, share your information in the house where communicate your actions. Communicate your decisions sincerely. Both of you be together. Walk through things together. You find out that loyalty becomes easy. In that home, I believe that from today, the man and the woman can trust one another. As you get back home, you can stand for each other. You can say yes. This, if you are with me, say yes. I told you a story many years ago of a man that was in a beer parlor. And people were discussing about pastors in Port Harcourt. And, you know, anywhere they're drinking beer, the topic is always pastor. Because, no, you're not hearing. Anytime people hear something bad about pastor, it justifies their own badness. They say pastors can do like that. Me too. So they always talk about us everywhere to use to defend themselves. Am I talking to somebody here too? So they are gisting and talking and tearing pastors down. And he's there drinking with them in the club. And then they mentioned George Izunwa. And one person said, there's one new one now that George Izunwa. I've been here since, it's just that they didn't know. He's there talking, and this man sitting down there drinking with his beer in front turned to him and said, don't talk about my pastor like that. He's ready to fight too, with his friends in the club drinking. And he started talking about me and all of that and harassing the man. And one of them turned to him and said, oh boy, if you they go church, wait till they here they do drink beer with us. He told me, I talked to him one-on-one after I heard the story. He told me, I lifted my beer, I dropped it down. I said, my beer is blessed, your own is cursed. I will never forget that. I will never forget it. I told him from today, don't drink blessed beer again. But you see, can you imagine right in a beer parlor being loyal enough to a pastor that wasn't even having a relationship close with him to defend the person? Do that in your marriage. Do that in your business. Do that in your family. You begin to see more trust. Are you hearing me? Anywhere you want to rise in life, give loyalty and you see promotion. Stand to your feet.